We are honored to have Father Matthew Hebert as our guest speaker today. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Rachel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak on a part of my life that was incredibly important. And if I'm being honest, I always feel a little bit undeserving and unworthy when people ask me to talk about Veterans Day, Memorial Day, whatever it might be. And I'll get to the reason why in a little bit. But we'll get there. So anyway, I'm 32 years old, and it's become very apparent to me in my life that there have been two crucial decisions that I've made in my life in these 32 years. And the first was enlisting in the Air Force at the age of 18. And the second was enlisting in seminary at the age of 21. Both of these events in my life have provided me with atmospheres, certain atmospheres that embedded within me certain characteristics. It built me into who I am. And with one without the other wouldn't make me Father Matt. I need both of them. My enlistment in both of them. I wouldn't be a Catholic priest without the Air Force. While I'm no longer in the military, the lessons that I learned still live within me. The military and the seminary have so many similarities. First and foremost, incredible fraternity and community. Unlike anywhere else in the world, both the seminary and the military emphasize the value of solid friendships and dependency on the other. Both the military and the seminary provide fraternal bonds that go beyond anything that is ever superficial or fake. Secondly, discipline and paying attention to the details. I oftentimes wonder when I was at basic training, why? Why does it matter if my bed is so perfectly made that the 45-degree angle is so perfect on the hospital corners? Why does it matter that my boots have to be laced so perfectly? Why is it that when we march, and we march to cadence, our arms need to swing exactly 6 inches in front of us and 3 behind us? And the reason is because attention to detail matters. On the battlefield, if you're not paying attention to detail, if you make one slip of communication, that could mean the life of somebody that's right next to you. That could be the life of a husband, a father that's overseas with you, because you didn't pay attention to details. If you did not pay attention to perhaps screwing on the screw on the F-22 tight enough. F-22s are airplanes, in case those are wondering. If you didn't pay attention to that screw, guess what? It can crash. And that's $334 million that just crashed. And the life of a pilot. Attention to details matter. And they matter in our faith as well. They matter in our Catholic lives. Not only disciplining ourselves, but allowing our own self-mastery to be a benefit. So I learned how to be a better Catholic. My own personal journey to joining the military was really kind of a given. You know, my dad was an officer. He was a navigator and a bombardier on B-52s. And I grew up just seeing those big, beautiful planes, terrifying planes, just flying right over our house. I grew up being on Air Force bases, watching as men and women carried themselves with a certain dignity that you don't see anywhere else, with a pride, with a confidence that I so longed for as I grew up to possess myself. I grew up watching people that understood that what we have is worth fighting for, that what we have is not a given, that it can be taken away. Our liberties and our freedoms are not guaranteed. And because of those experiences in my youth, there was no doubt in my mind that whenever the time was right, I was going to follow in my father's footsteps. And so when I turned 18, my best friend and I didn't even question it. We went right to the recruiter's office, we signed up, and we went to basic training. But we still wanted to be officers because, if we're being honest, if you're in the Air Force, even if you're in a different branch, you know this about the Air Force. If you want to be a hot shot in the Air Force, you gotta be a pilot. You gotta be a pilot. And you can't be a pilot unless you're a commissioned officer. So after my friend and I graduated from basic training, we did a year back in duty, became reservists, and then we enrolled at LSU to go to the ROTC program to try and be commissioned as an officer, be a pilot. Now what ended up happening was, when you sign that pilot's contract, the military invests a lot of money in you. A lot of money. It's expensive. And so because of that, it requires 10 years of training. So I had a very serious prayer to God as I was considering seminary. It's like, if I sign this contract, that's 10 years. I'm going to be married with probably 10 kids by the time I get out, training. And so I decided, like the Lord told me, this is your moment to make this crucial decision. To go try seminary out or go pursue your lifelong dream. I never regretted my decision to forego the contract. I ended up finishing up my 6 years in the reserves, and I left to continue to pursue the priesthood. I told you earlier that I never feel worthy to speak on Memorial Day or Veterans Day, and there's a reason why. What made that decision to leave the military so difficult was that I never deployed. I never had the opportunity to go overseas, to tell great stories about the things that I did and saw. I never had the opportunity to make the ultimate sacrifice like so many of our veterans have done. I never had the chance. And it wasn't because I didn't desire it, I certainly did. It just didn't fall my way. But I remember when I sat down and I was discussing this with my commander after my 6 years ago. I wanted to go back to war, but the reality was that it was either separate or re-enlist. And if I wanted to become a priest, I needed to separate. My commander at the time told me this, and I'll quote him because I'll never forget what he told me. He said, many are called to sacrifice, many are called to deploy, but not everyone. Not every service member in combat makes the ultimate sacrifice. Not every service member has the same job, the same rank, the same medals, the same accolades, the same skills. But there is something that we all have in common, and that is a willingness. A willingness to surrender their own desires to the greater good of our beloved country, so that we never have to surrender to the enemies who want to take away our God-given inalienable rights. He said, Senior Airman Hebert, you made yourself willing for this. Now go where God's calling you to go. Students and faculty at Catholic High, that is what we celebrate today on Veterans Day. We give thanks and we celebrate the veterans who have made themselves willing. My prayer for us today is that we never forget and that we are in fact inspired to imitate the powerful witness of self-sacrifice